to the same old dawn, the same pale light, the same gray street. The bakery bread would never rise, the shadows froze beneath their feet. Ernesto wound his oldest watch, the time moved backward in his hand. The pigeon stared, the fountain slept, no morning crossed the sand. Then in the square against the sky, a giant clock began to glow. Its hands were stuck on yesterday, and tomorrow could not show. The giant clock forgot tomorrow, locked the morning in its gears. Every promise turned to silence, every hour filled with fear. The giant clock forgot tomorrow, and the town forgot to dream. One old man with trembling hands had to wake the future's beam. Signora Mira brought her maps, but every road was blank and still. She said the future lost its path when no one dared to climb the hill. They found the seed that never grew, the bread that never reached the plate, the coat that waited for a life, the train that waited at the gate. They found the questions never asked, the stories hidden in the stage, and one warm gear in sorrow's hands held by a stone angel's gaze. The giant clock forgot tomorrow, locked the morning in its gears. Every promise turned to silence, every hour filled with fear. The giant clock forgot tomorrow, and the town forgot to dream. One old man with trembling hands had to wake the future's beam. Turn the gear, lift the hand, let the future cross the sand. Hold the watch, hear it start, tomorrow needs a beating heart. Ernesto climbed the giant clock through brass and dust and frozen light. He placed his smallest pocket watch inside the clock's forgotten night. The first small tick became a storm, the second moved across the square. The bread rose warm, the bell rang clear, and time returned to air. The clock remembered roads and seeds, the town remembered how to grow. And far beyond the pale gray sky, tomorrow started soft and slow. The giant clock remembered tomorrow, open morning through its gears. Every promise found its motion, every shadow crossed the years. The giant clock remembered tomorrow, and the town began to dream. One old man with trembling hands brought the future back downstream. When your days repeat the same, when the dawn forgets your name, listen where the still gears run. Tomorrow waits for everyone. Ernesto kept a little shop where every watch had lost its sound. The pendulums were holding still, the dust refused to touch the ground. Outside the town repeated dawn, the same old faces, same old sky. No train departed from the rails, no bird remembered how to fly. Then Mira came with empty maps, her compass glowing blue and thin. She said, we need the future back before the day can begin. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments, walking where tomorrow disappeared, finding pieces of the morning in the places people feared. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments, old hands searching through the gray. Sometimes time is not destroyed, it is only turned away. The first was in a tiny seed that waited in a dry clay pot. The second slept inside the bread that morning, almost forgot. The third was caught inside a thread, a coat no one had worn. The fourth was in a silent bell where questions were unborn. The fifth was in a paper train, a journey folded tight. The sixth was in a theater mask, still holding hidden light. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments, walking where tomorrow disappeared, finding pieces of the morning in the places people feared. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments, old hands searching through the gray. Sometimes time is not destroyed, it is only turned away. One for growing, one for bread, one for clothes still waiting ahead, one for questions, one for roads, one for stories no one told, one for sorrow learning to mend, one for time to move again. The last was in the cemetery where stone angels softly dreamed. A golden gear was in their hands, more alive than it had seemed. They brought them all into the square where the giant clock stood tall. The future fragments circled bright like little suns for all. Ernesto gave his smallest watch, the one he loved the most, and time returned through every street like a kind and quiet ghost. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments opened up tomorrow's door. Every hour found its heartbeat, every street could move once more. Ernesto and the 7 future fragments brought the morning through the gray. Sometimes hope is just a clock that remembers one more day. If your road becomes unclear, if tomorrow will not appear, Hold the smallest light, you know. That is where the future grows. When tomorrow came back, it came with one small tick. A sound so soft, a sound so true, it made the still air quick. The fountain dust began to fall, the cafe steam could rise. The frozen pigeons turned their heads beneath the waking skies. Ernesto stood below the clock, his pocket empty now. But golden light moved through the gears and touched his tired brow. When tomorrow came back, the town began to breathe. Every shadow learned to move, every heart began to believe. When tomorrow came back, the roads were not alone. Every promise waiting there had finally found its home. The bakery window filled with warmth, the bread rose soft and high. The greenhouse opened, paper leaves toward the pale blue sky. The school bell rang across the square, the questions filled the air. The paper train released its steam and people started there. The theater curtain lifted wide, the stories crossed the stage. The cemetery flowers moved and softened every age. When tomorrow came back, the town began to breathe. Every shadow learned to move, every heart began to believe. When tomorrow came back, the roads were not alone. Every promise waiting there had finally found its home. Let the clock turn, let the map bloom, let the light walk through every room. Let the bell ring, let the train go, let the future softly grow. By evening all the little watches ticked in different ways. The town no longer feared the end of one repeated day. Mirror drew a map of morning with no names and no lines, but every road upon the page was glowing from inside. And high above the quiet roofs, the giant clock shone bright. It kept tomorrow open through the long and tender night. When tomorrow came back, the town began to shine. Every hour found a window, every dream returned to time. When tomorrow came back, no heart stood still as stone. The future was not far away, it was waiting to be known. When today feels locked and hollow, when no road appears to follow, listen close beyond the sorrow. You may hear